So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Honourable Minister experiencing the vitals. Put our hands together as we thank the Minister for being here and personally and physically being able to experience the product for himself.
Lanka Premier League 2022 ekwa jayagamo.
In a few minutes from now, request the high-level executives from DSL as well as Okaya to also be ready to join in a group photo. Guest of honor on stage. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Honourable Minister experiencing the vitals. Put our hands together as we thank the Minister for being here and personally and physically being able to experience the product for himself. With that, can I now request very quickly the high-level executives join us up on stage for a group photograph with our chief display area and experience the range of bikes that are displayed there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we have on stage our chief guest, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, His Excellency Gopal Bagle. We also have with us the Minister of Power and Energy of Sri Lanka. Experience on the Okaya e-scooter. Of course, we'd like you to try out your new scooter as well. There we have it, the first customer, Mr. Mahinda Nadige from MNJ Enterprises in Mathura, joining us here at Colombo for the launch. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, can we hear your applause for the first customer? Congratulations to you.
Lanka, members of business community of Sri Lanka, ladies and gentlemen, Ayubovan, Vanakkam, Namaskar, very good evening to all of you. Mr. Gupta began his brief statement and then he mentioned that he is excited. I would share his excitement to a large extent. Not only because what we have seen here and what has been launched today, the e-two-wheeler by Okaya, not one but the entire range, 4 models. But I would also say that I am very happy to be here today. Now that's not something new, ladies and gentlemen, because you would have seen chief guests, including diplomats like me, start their address by saying I am very happy to be here today. But I am saying it not merely out of courtesy, I am saying it out of conviction. Conviction and real appreciation that this is the product, this is the initiative which needed to be taken not later than today. You have heard in the presentations by our colleagues and friends from Okaya, from DSL, others who spoke, including a very capable MC, about the advantages of alternative modes of transport, renewable energy, electric vehicles, electric storage. So I'm not going to repeat any of that. You are very well aware of the benefits to environment, benefits to pocket, which is very important. But I am going to focus on 2 or 3 aspects very briefly. Mr. Gupta mentioned to me and also stated here that when about the pollution, the color, which would turn black when he would ride his bike. I remember, you mentioned I think 1983, Mr. Gupta. Around the same time or maybe a little later, when I was doing my college and university, I used to ride Hamara Bajaj, the Bajaj two-wheeler. And one of my classmates always came to his class wearing the jacket the reverse way, around him. That is, the buttons will be, or the chain will be to the back, and he would cover his front with the full back, what would usually be the back. The reason was that he wanted to save his white shirt from turning black. So it was just not the collar, it was the entire shirt. And this I am talking about 1980s. Now imagine the number of vehicles which we are adding every year. Imagine the number of people we are adding every year. Imagine the purchasing power that we are adding to the people every year. And this is despite the ups and downs in the economy, which we are not unfamiliar in our region and the world. The growth in population, the growth in purchasing power, the growth in vehicles. If we continue to depend on the source of energy only on fossil fuel, I don't think we will be able to wear anything anywhere except black all over, and that need not necessarily be cloth. So the aspect about environment is self-evident, but what surprises, and actually it's not a surprise, but it's a process of evolution. The costs have come down so much. In fact, thank you for mentioning, I wasn't aware that the per person cost could be less than what the person will incur in traveling by public transport for the same distance. It has become very competitive. I think I can say the same for solar energy in India. When 15-20 years ago, when the initiatives were being taken, hardly anybody was enthusiastic. But scale was not the only issue. The price, the tariffs were the issue. But a combination of 3-4 things. One, the right policy interventions by the government. Then the entrepreneurial spirit of people like Mr. Pereira, like Mr. Gupta and your colleagues. And technology, the evolution of technology to take care of some of these aspects. And awareness, the consumers became aware of advantage. These have led to more and more affordable and more advanced products. So these two things have happened simultaneously. So why I am saying I am happy is because I am convinced that this trend in the evolution of this technology, environment friendly, pocket friendly technology, is going to continue. And that's what makes me very happy. Another thing which makes me very happy is the partnership between India and Sri Lanka. That's what we all work for as diplomats. But as we say, we are not the only ambassadors of India. You all are also ambassadors of India, and you all are also, our Sri Lankan friends and brothers and sisters are also ambassadors of their own country in their own right. And when these two entities, when these two forces come together in a spirit of cooperation, in a spirit of entrepreneurship, in a spirit of pursuing prosperity, then I think the result is not 1 + 1 = 2. The result is always 1 + 1 = 11. And I would like to compliment both Okaya and DSL for this partnership. This is a partnership not about any usual business. It is a partnership about an innovative future. Actually, it is a partnership about an alternative future. I was listening very intently to when Mr. Gupta was speaking about what he foresees for 2030. So in that sense, e-mobility is just not mobility. It's just not alternative mobility, but it is the mobility associated with a vision. When Ford started manufacturing cars that could be affordable, he was working out a vision. When the Wright brothers in the 19th century flew the first flying object or the aircraft, it was just not technology they were working on. It was a vision they were trying to materialize. I think what we see today may be a sample on, or maybe a product on two wheels, a green product, an e-mobility product, but it also represents a vision not only for mobility, a vision not only for humanity, but also a vision for India and Sri Lanka's partnership. So these are the reasons which make me happy. And before I forget, the most important reason is empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, mobility is not only a force multiplier for the economy, the macroeconomy, as well as those who contribute to it, either through jobs or by whatever products, but it is also a very important means for empowerment. With my own eyes, when I was a student, I have seen the evolution in India from bicycles to motorcycles, pedal bicycles to normal bikes or scooters. We have seen now that that evolution has reached the next stage. Perhaps there might be more four-wheelers in India, many times more four-wheelers in India, when in my time, when I was a student 40 years ago, there used to be two-wheelers. But this is not what I am saying. Merely number is not empowerment. Who is using that? That is empowerment. And here I will tell you something. When I see our young daughters, our sisters, our women riding these two-wheelers and taking not only their kids, their brothers, even their parents to either schools or nurseries or hospitals, when they are moving around, young students, girls moving around to go to their colleges and schools, going to their coachings, going to their classes, cultural classes, activities, sports, or whatever, that is what I am talking about. The mobility on two wheels has given women, girls, young flowers the independence that they want and that they deserve, and with which they can contribute to a brighter future. I'm sure that e-mobility will enhance that empowerment even further. So with this hope and very good wishes for the success of the product, very good wishes for the success of your entrepreneurship, not only here in Sri Lanka, but anywhere else and everywhere else in the world where you go, with the good wishes for the success of India-Sri Lanka partnership, which I see developing every day. I think every opportunity that we see today come our way sometimes also comes out of challenges. And today's challenges regarding that we see around us, not only climate, but economic situation, not only in Sri Lanka, but around the world, actually encourage us to adopt new solutions, to innovate. And when a solution comes to us, result of innovation, I think this is the sign of our times. And to be in sync of the sign of our times is the hallmark of people who are willing to progress, who are willing to move towards prosperity. I would like to say that India and Sri Lanka that way are not only close neighbors and close civilizations and friends, but also fortunate countries, because we have the tradition of moving together. It is very natural for Indian business to come to Sri Lanka, not just treat Sri Lanka as a market, but to set up. And when I was asking about after sales, I was not only thinking about the serviceability, I was also thinking about the jobs that this activity will create for the Sri Lankan youth. The number of families, the number of people which will be supported through not only this product, but other products of this type. So with the good wishes and greetings and compliments, I would like to end my brief remarks over here. Thank you for giving me the honor and the privilege to be here today to unveil this product, and thank you for making me part of your happiness.
To now probably come to the end of our proceedings, but before we wrap up, we would like to, of course, take this opportunity to say thank you to all of the contributors who helped us in putting up such a wonderful show here at our lodge this evening. And so
government officials present here this evening, thank you very much for being present here. And your encouragement, your participation, your support